going. That's the black water, that's the poop. This is the gray water tank. And you gotta come back here. Here's where you run your drain pump. Right there, but that's for gray water. But I'll show you here. First thing you do is dump the black water, and then you flush it with the gray water. And like I say, if you got a hose and that water was turned on, you could flush the black water tank. Oh, that stretched down there, Skylar.
I don't think it's gonna reach.
The black. Over here, you gotta pull this handle. There's a pump that pumps the gray water. And to make the gray water pump, you come back here, it says drain pump. You can hear it pumping. There wasn't much in there, but that drains and flushes the line. And then you come back here. One. Okay. So now that shut the drain there. Did she flush it?
Their hand sanitizer.
Debbie, did you flush it? Okay, I'll start
I should have brought the bottle.
you take your bleach.
Again?
White key. Silver key goes to all the compartments. Back here is where the air ride is. The air ride, set that at 90 pounds. Okay. Here's the propane fill, where you fill the propane. I think it's a 30-pound tank. There's the generator. All the controls are inside. 4K generator. That's where you change oil. Okay, what do you want me to say? We're leveling the coach. Okay,
And it's running.
and with the parking brake on. Oh, they're over here. We gotta get the pads. Two of these go under each jack. We can estimate where it is. Okay, and then we go in here. Main power for a coach. This bottom switch, main power for the coach, has to be on. This is a disconnect, connects to all the power to the coach. Okay, so then you go up here, it says auto store, auto level. You hit auto level. Now you make sure those things are in the right place. Your pads are in the right place. The bedroom slide is called passenger and side front. Oh, slide out's going out on the bedroom. Slide out in the kitchen. You cannot put the slide outs out or level without the engine and the brake on. Okay, now we're going to shut the engine off and put the awning out. The engine's running, you cannot put the awning out. Awning out.
Wait.
Pull on it.
Yeah. is that? You gotta just have someone here. Okay.
It catches on the slide out. Okay. Awning lights, if you want the awning lights on, then the awning lights come on. Okay. The awning is interlocked with the engine. It won't, the engine's running, it won't. You do not want to put the slide outs out unless you're leveled. Okay,
Say that again.
slide outs in. We start the engine and have the brake on. Slide out in. Kitchen slide out in. Okay. Now to lift the jacks, we go back to the leveling. And it says auto store. Push to auto store. Okay, when it quits beeping, jack stands are back up and it's ready to drive. Take the emergency brake off and they're ready to go. Okay. In here is the fluid level for the hydraulic jacks. That's where you add oil or that's just storage. Storage and 110 plug-in. Coach batteries are in this compartment. Everything that's run in the coach is off this. Entertainment center. And more storage. The entertainment center's here. I've never used it. Outdoor speakers. Cable is run off an inverter, so even with nothing generator, nothing running, you still have 110 volts. Okay, to start the generator, you go to this top panel. It has no function other than starting a generator. First you push the bottom button. This will start the fuel pump to prime it. When it turns red, it's ready to start. Then you push the top button. Okay. This panel is self-explanatory, but it has all your tank levels and all your levels. And that tells you where you're at with all your stuff. The refrigerator is either gas or electric. Turn it on, It goes to automatic, you go into AC because the generator's running. When the generator goes off, an automatic switch to LP gas. Okay. Now, for the control, thermostat control, this unit has air conditioning and also a heat pump. So it's called electric heat or AC, but it also has a gas furnace. So we scroll here, we're off, fan only, fan high, cool low, cool low auto, cool low high. That's what we normally run it on. It'll kick on and it takes a while and then it'll kick on. These slides let the air come out here. Otherwise, if with these slides closed, the air comes out the vents. Okay. Now, if you go to electric heat, the air conditioner is a heat pump and it'll run. And then you got the option gas heat. That's a gas furnace, it's 12 volt, run off the coach battery. So if you're just sitting someplace, that's what we run. Okay. The water pump and water supply tank is under the bed. All the valving is underneath the bed. The pump is underneath the bed. And anything to do with the water supply is underneath there. The hot water heater is gas or electric and can be selected up there. To winterize and valves to bypass the water heater is here. The whole house filter, which we usually change once a year. The microwave is a microwave and convection oven. We've never used a convection oven, we've always used an air fryer. The stove is gas. To shut the generator off, just push the bottom button. Same button you prime with. This top panel was put in, but because of the wiring, it was supposed to be a computer system. It never worked out for the original owner, but the only thing it does is start and stop the generator. This tells the battery conditions. So you can scroll through it. Tells your battery if you got a fault. Your utility, I assume that's, I don't know. There's no input. It shows current input. It says current power output. And there's none of that. That's your power monitoring system. And I assume it has something to do with the inverter. The coach, if you're leaving it for storage, the master coach batteries, you got to turn them off. And then when you come back to run anything in the coach, you got to turn them back on. That red one, no, other one. Yeah, make sure you always use RV degradable toilet paper. Once you have flushed the tank's out, you got to put in stuff to help it digest. Well, these are all broke up. We'll just pour a little bit in there. This keeps the tank from spilling too sour. So then we gotta turn the pump on. Fill the push slightly on the flusher and fill the tank or the toilet, and then flush it. To initially get it started. Okay, now for the sinks and the gray water, use a gray water solution. Just pour a little bit in there for the gray water tank. That keeps them fresh till you dump them. Run a little water. That should be good. Shut the water pump off. And it's good to go. Okay, to fill the fresh water tank, if you're going off grid, you fill that tank. I always carry some water. I bleach it out once a year, and that's in the spring. Dump that bleached water out, and then I fill it about half full with fresh water. We use it for bathing and stuff, but that's for the fresh water tank, holding tank, if you're off grid. If you're at a campsite, make sure you use the white hose and run it up through here and connect it here. And it will tell you on this valve, normal tank fill. I guess you can fill the tank from here too, I didn't realize that. But normal is what you want to be. And then you hook your hose here with your pressure, and then you got city water all the time. This is an outdoor shower, and you have to buy a hose. The hose is, I believe, missing. So you'd need to get, and that's a standard camping accessory that you can get at any Camping World or off the internet, if you like.